Right, welcome back everyone. So we can start with the writing section right here, okay? But actually before we start with the writing section, we can have a look at how to use AI to actually practice and receive feedback in the writing section, okay? Because it's going to be really necessary in your studies, all right? So, how do we use AI to practice writing then? So, it is possible to receive feedback on your writing on ChatGPT, and believe me, ChatGPT is nowadays doing a even better job than actual teachers. So, we can actually use ChatGPT for these purposes. Now, when you want to receive feedback on your writing, you always think about or you always want to receive feedback on two things actually. Content and organization, they go together, and language. So never ever think of receiving, so it's not a good idea to think about receiving feedback only on language, okay? So you need feedback on content and organization as well, all right? So both of them. So what do we do? First, we go to ChatGPT or any other language or AI program for that matter, and we type the following prompt, okay? So, I am an X level English learner. I wrote a text in response to this. So here we have our topic here, okay? So I wrote a text in response to the differences between online shopping and in-store shopping. That's my topic, okay? The word limit is, I don't know, 150, 200, 300, depending on your text, okay? Give feedback on the content and organization of my text. So, as a first step, everyone, this is the first step. We receive feedback on the content and organization of our writing. Use simple English in your feedback and do not correct my language. At this point, we don't want correction on our language, okay? And under this prompt, you paste the first draft of your text under this prompt, okay? And at this point, ChatGPT will give you detailed feedback. And the feedback will look like this, all right? So this is the feedback that you will receive. Kind of, this is just an example, all right? And the next step is typing the following prompt. Actually, before that, based on this feedback, you might want to make some improvements on the content and organization of your text. Or maybe you don't want to do it, okay? Maybe you think this is good enough. So depending on that, you write your second draft on the organization and content of your writing, or maybe you can skip that part depending on your needs. And as the next step, you type the following prompt. Now, bold my language errors, do not correct them. Again, at this point, you don't want your mistakes to be corrected. You only want them to be bolded so that you can yourself correct your own mistakes. This is how learning happens actually, okay? So here, my mistakes have been bolded. These are bolded, but they are not corrected. For instance, take a look at this one. Therefore. Very obviously, therefore is not written like this. So, they are bolded, but they are not corrected. Like being a trustee, okay? This does not mean anything, okay? So, they are bolded, but they are not corrected. Now, based on the feedback on content and organization and language, you write your second draft, you correct your language mistakes, you correct your organization mistakes. So basically, you correct everything, okay? You have your second draft or third draft maybe, okay? What do we do now? As the final draft, as the final step, paste the second or third draft of your text and type. This time, not bold my errors, but correct my language errors. Bold the parts that you corrected. So this time, AI is doing the correction, but we look at how they are changed so that we can decide which changes to keep, which changes to get rid of, okay? And also, again, as the last step, give feedback on content and organization as well, okay? So, we receive corrected versions with bolded changes, okay? So, like this, okay? I can check here, compare with my writing, and decide on what to have, okay? And also I receive feedback on content and organization, okay? And still there might be some areas for improvement, so I can write another draft if necessary. Always remember, everyone, writing practice is a multiple step procedure, okay? Multiple step process. It's not just writing and just getting rid of it. No, you write the first draft, second draft, if necessary, third draft, okay? All right, so actually, right at this point, we can have a sample writing feedback session with AI, okay? So I have a video here where I actually show you how it's done on ChatGPT. Let's watch this video, everyone. Let's go. So everyone, at this point we can see how we can use ChatGPT in reality to actually check our work on writing. Okay, so I have my ChatGPT right here ready with me, and I have my writing text right here ready with me. So first of all, let's start with the prompt, all right? So here I say I'm a B1 level English learner. I wrote a text in response to the differences between online shopping and in-store shopping. So that's my topic, all right? The word limit is 200. Of course, this changes depending on the task. If you're writing a 300-word task or writing text, then you need to have here 300. Give feedback on the content and organization of my text. So for the first time, everyone, always we are asking for feedback on the content and organization and not language, okay? Language will come as the next step, all right? So use simple English in your feedback and do not correct my language, okay? So I copy and paste this feedback, this prompt on ChatGPT, okay? And I also paste my first draft under this prompt, all right? And just as I click on this icon, very quickly or very fast, all right, I will receive feedback on my content and organization, all right? So as you can see, this is great, everyone. First, you receive feedback on content and organization, all right? I have clear main ideas, strong examples, balance between two topics, which is also good, okay? And conclusion. And also, we have suggestions for improvement. This is great, everyone. So I take these suggestions, I improve my writing, and I write again, okay? But this time, I also want feedback on the language of my work, okay? So what do? I say now bold my language errors, but do not correct them, all right? So here I write this prompt here, okay? And this time we see our language errors, which are bolded, as you can see here, okay? So really here being a trustee. What does that mean? I mean, this does not mean anything, and very clearly I have it bolded here. Like online shopping, in online, I shouldn't be using this one here, so it is bolded, right? So online shopping is written separately. So upon receiving both feedback on content and organization and language, I improve my writing even further, and I write my final draft. Actually, this is the third and final draft, okay? So I write my final draft, but this time, since this is my final draft, so in my view, this is a perfect writing, but it is still not perfect, and I know that. Okay, so I want to see my language errors, okay? But this time, simply I say correct my language errors, not bold them, because I already corrected my language errors, so I want to see what is still missing, okay? What is still wrong, all right? So I say correct my language errors, bold the parts that you corrected so I can compare with my writing and see where I'm lacking, where I'm having problems, and also give feedback on content and organization. So I write my final draft, third draft, all right, correct my language errors. All right, so I copy and paste this bit to ChatGPT or any other language or any other AI program actually, all right, and I click on the icon. As you can see, now I have fewer mistakes, okay, but still there are some things that are corrected. So from here I can check my text with the text that's corrected by the artificial intelligence, okay, and see where I need improvement, okay. So here, as you can see, the feedback on content and organization is clearly improved, okay, but still there's a suggestion here. Wonderful. Okay, so it's a great writing at this point, okay. So everyone, I hope you have benefited from this. It's a wonderful system to actually practice and receive feedback on your writing, all right? Okay. Okay, everyone, so this will be basically it. This is how you can use AI to receive feedback and practice your writing. At this point, let's take a short break, and after the break, we will start with the writing section of the TOEIC exam, and we will firstly have a look at writing a sentence based on a picture, overview, and sample questions. See you after the break, everyone.